Oh, it is taking a video. Well, hi guys. I'm back. I guess it's been about a month, so I hope everybody's doing great. I believe it was after Thanksgiving when I made my first video. And so I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And here we are. There I go, messing with my hair again. Almost to Christmas. Can you believe it? I cannot believe that Christmas of 2021 is like, a week away or something. I have no idea what that beeping is. And I don't know if any of you guys watch, I think it's Ava. Her name is Ava, Stitching in the Inner Lake. She's like, this is raw and unedited. I feel the same way. I don't really know how to edit. But, I mean, I can do some simple things, but I really just don't want to. Honestly, I just want to film it and be done. So, I don't have a lot for an update, really. I really just wanted to get on here and wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And, I don't know, just Happy Stitchy Year or something. I don't know. I just wanted to make sure everyone's going to have good holidays with their families. And just say hi. Just give a little update. This is some pearl cotton. I forgot why I ordered it that time, but actually it's really soft, and I don't know anything about pearl cotton, but I love it. It's I don't know if you can tell. It's like a burgundy type color, kind of the color of my couch a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to find something to do with that. But I wanted to show y'all, I really haven't worked on much of anything since last time. I'm kind of lost my stitchy bug a little bit. I'm thinking maybe after the holidays and the first of the year and everything gets back in order, then I'll get more into it. But where's the lion? The counted. This one's 250 high, or 250 wide by 250 high. I love him so much. Well, I had done a little start on him. I put it all in Pattern Keeper, and I've never done anything even close to this big. And I ordered this, I think I called it in the last video, I think I called it Sulky Slither, like a snake. But it's not slither, it's sliver. Yeah, sliver, like a sliver of glass, or a sliver, a tiny piece, I guess. Sliver, S-L-I-V-E-R. Anyway, so I ordered it, though, to grid. I just trying different things to see how exactly I'm going to be comfortable doing a full coverage, because I just have never done one, and I don't know how in the world. I get so lost anyway when I'm looking down at, doing my stitching and have to look over at the pattern and then look back. It's like, I completely lose my focus and my count and everything. So I think I had showed y'all where I kind of cheat, and I'll take that blue pen, erasable marker, and I'll count out the next 30 or 40 stitches, and no, Milo, no, stop. And anyway, I'll mark them with a dot, so then I can just pick the fabric up. I don't have to look at the pattern. I just go, even though it's in Pattern Keeper. But I must say, the last time I worked on this, I've got it all clipped up because I have some of that sulky stuff still on the needle, and it's under there, and I want it to stay on the needle because I still haven't decided if I want to grid with the pen or with that sulky sliver, but I guess I could undo at least that part. It's all folded up. Well, this goes out really wide, but I got in probably since I showed it last time, I've probably gotten a little over 100 stitches. No, well, I don't, that doesn't look like 200 stitches. Maybe it is. I don't know, but I've been trying to figure out, you can see some threads hanging because I still haven't totally figured out which direction I'm going to go. I started in the center. So the center block is right down here. So I decided the center block is on page 14. So, and I'm not fully kitted up with this one yet. I forgot about that. So I went through, since the center stitch ended up on page 14 of the design, I thought, well, what I'll do, I'll just order enough floss to start in the center, and I'll do all of page 14, and then, and I had originally ordered enough floss to start and do the very 2 top rows of the design, because I figured by the time I did those 2 top rows, probably months would go by and I would be able to get some more floss, you know, because floss, I mean, there's 89 colors, so, you know, that's probably $80 worth of floss. I paid $10, I think, for the pattern. And then, of course, you know, the fabric. I mean, cross-stitch is not free. So, living on a budget and on a fixed income like I do, I draw disability and all that. So, it's, you know, it's not like I can just go buck wild and buy all the things. So this one's partially kitted up is what I was getting at, and I realized I have enough floss to complete page 14. Then I could move to the very top of the design and do the first 2 rows all the way from the left to the right. And so maybe I'll do that. And as far as parking or not parking, I think that just, I don't really have a system. Sometimes if I have, you know, like if I can't find another stitch close, but yet I just don't want to tie the thread back onto my thread keepers, then I'll just find a stitch somewhere if it's close enough that I'm comfortable counting that far, and I'll just put it in there and let it hang. So I don't really have any kind of system as to how I'm doing this. It's actually been hard for me. I'm like, Holly, how do people do these huge full coverage pieces? Because I was losing my way and just these few little squares, and all of the thread colors being close to the same color. Because, I mean, if you look at him, it's a lot of brown tones and earth tone, you know. So a lot of the colors, and I'm probably working right around in here if I'm started in the center, probably up here somewhere, but all those colors are so close in the same family that I can't, like, it's not a big contrast. Like if there's a red stitch and now I'm stitching yellow, I know, oh, I just got done stitching that red stitch. But now it looks like the color on my needle is the same color as some of the stitches. And I'm like, no, wait, did I stitch that or did I not? Or, yeah. So I'm struggling a little bit with this. But I'm very, because like I said, the last time I worked on it, it just seemed a lot easier. And I don't really, I mean, I don't even know why. I'm assuming it's just like everything else, you know, practice. So hopefully in the next, you know, 200 or 300, 500 stitches, it will become a lot easier because I really want to finish this piece and hang it on my wall. I also have another lion that looks a lot like that, that's about the same size too, and I want to get that one done. The only other thing that I've really worked on is my prayer changes things. The last time you guys saw it, it still even had some little cheater dots, my blue dots on there because I was getting ready to try to finish up the, let me see, which way does it go? Like this, because it looks backwards to me. Anyway, the lighting's not great here either, but I had not finished this border around here. I can't remember exactly where I even was, but I did finish up the border, and I also put in the word things. Now what I'm going to do, instead of going ahead with this is what it's going to look like when I'm done. But see all that back stitching? I don't know if you can tell, but those of you that stitch can probably tell. Everything is back stitched. So I'm going to go ahead and back stitch this border that's around all the words, and I'm going to back stitch the words before I move on to the flowers and stuff. I just think, I don't know. I don't know if it'd be easier or not easier, but I just think that's the way I want to do it. I think I'm going to also do a stitch with me or a watch me stitch type video while I do the back stitching. I love to watch people stitch. I just like to see, and everybody does it different. Some people do it the same. Other people do it like and completely opposite, but it still is beautiful. So, yeah, I like watching people stitch. So that's pretty much it for updates. I've been, the way I'm keeping on my thread on this big project right here, I mean, I don't have it, still don't have everything. This is a huge bag. I still got a whole bunch of floss and this is not even all of it, that needs to go. I'm using these plastic, I just put one of those little whatever you call those rings. You get them in like office supply section, binder rings or whatever. So they just, open up. Anyway, there's 89 colors. Each one of these little cards holds 20. There's 20 places for floss. So, and if you can see, I'm just numbering them. That might be upside down. Is it? I can't see. Yeah, I'm just putting little stickers. So you see, I mean, I've just been kind of kitting up as I go. So when I come to a color that I need, I just get it out and well, actually, I kind of prepped this. I went ahead and looked to see what all the colors I was going to need for the next, 10 or 20 symbols or whatever. Put them all on here. Oh, now it's on my table. So I like my floss long, but I don't like it hanging off of this thing long like that. So I've cut some of it a little shorter, but then some of it I'm just kind of doubling it up, which makes me not be able to just grab my needle and take out one little thread and pull it. I actually have to take it off of here because it knocks it up if I double it up and the ends are not cut. But so the last few that I've used, I've just put them back on there long. Yeah, like that. So anyway, I just stick it back in this bag. So that's what I'm using as far as that goes. Keeping up with my thread. And then I still got to do all of that. But what's nice, I don't think I showed y'all that other pattern, but it's a lion, and like I said, it's a lion's head. So it looks basically, it's just a lot like that. It's just a different facial expression. But I believe they used, and that they weren't even charted by the same company or whatever, but they still use a lot of the same colors. So hopefully I'm going to be able to have enough floss left over to get a lot of that other lion done as well, and that might save a little on having my floss. So we'll see. Okay, so that was that. I showed y'all the prayer changes things. Oh, I forgot to get that believe that I had last time. I actually, there's a lot more of her that I need to do than I realized because I just thought I had done more. Let's see, I haven't done any embroidery. There's those swans. Yeah, here's believe. I thought I was just almost done, but I'm not really almost done. Here it is. But I did go ahead and you're probably still not know it, but I still have to finish back stitching this fairy, the one at the top, right there. I started down here and did some of her dress and yeah, I don't have my glasses on, but anyway, I started doing some more on this fairy down here in the corner. So, but I still got to finish her and do the back stitching. And then there's a lot of these, those little snowflake things. I just saw the picture. There it is. Those little burst, what I call them. Those I'm gonna do. I guess I'm gonna change the colors up because you can't really see it, but I want to finish it just for the sake of finishing it. But I'm gonna stitch this again. Now this is on 14 count, and I've never stitched on anything smaller than 14 count. But I did order. I ordered a 12 by 18 piece of 18 count fiddler's cloth Ada, which I don't know what the difference. It did feel softer than the 16 count Ada. I ordered a 12 by 18 piece of Ada 16 count and a 12 by 18 piece 18 count. I just want to see, you know, the difference. I also ordered I think a 15 by 18 or something, you know, it wasn't real big, but a piece of Lugana, because I've never even seen Lugana before, and I've certainly never stitched on it. But I just want to see, because if you do it 1/1, obviously the 25 count, that's tiny to me. But if you do it over 2, then it would be like a 12.5 count Ada. So, I mean, obviously it would be bigger than the 14 count that I'm used to stitching on, but it would be smaller than an 11 count, which some of my printed cross stitch is on. So, but yeah, 25 count over 1 would be equivalent to 12.5 count Ada. Here's a piece of beige. I think this is 12 by 18 too. That's just a piece of beige. I believe this is 14 count too, but I was going to restitch that believe. I just like it. And I also have some floss that's variegated. Just to be doing something, change up the colors. I think I'm going to do that. But I calculated the other night. I do vape. Sorry, I'm going to vape. Hope it doesn't offend anybody. But I just have anxiety and I just got to have something in my hand. Hence why I cross stitch. Anyway, what I was going to say is I was calculating the other night on the lion, the one that's 250 by 250. And so that's, what, 60-something thousand stitches. Anyway, at the end of my calculations, I found out that if I work on that for 2 hours a day, every day, it would still take me about 24, I think 21 months is what I came up with. And that's every day about 2 hours. No, if I put in 200 stitches a day, that's what it was. If I put in 200 stitches a day, every day, it will take me about 21 months to finish that lion piece. And though I love stitching, just the process of stitching, when you think about that, it's like, really? Because I want to finish things. I don't want to just stitch on something and throw it to the side. If I get it, usually it's because I like it and I have a plan for it. I want to hang it on my wall. Now, after I've been stitching 15 or 20 years, I may run out of wall space, but at this moment in time, that's my goal, is to get it, stitch it, and finish it, frame it, or finish it somehow. A pillow or a tote or a, I don't know. I love some of the way Java Girl stitches, her finishes, and Priscilla with Stitching with the Housewives. Oh, their finishes are just so cute. But anyway, yeah. So I was thinking, wow. And I don't have a lot of stash, but what I do have, that means that it'll probably take me years to complete everything that I have, including the stamped. Not to mention, I like to diamond paint. And some of the diamond paintings I have, there's no way that they will be complete in anything less than, 40 or 50 hours. And I probably got 10 or 15 of those. So I don't guess I'm discouraged. I don't think that's the word for it. It's just like a real reality check. Like, what? I could stitch every day the rest of my life and would never get all the things completed that I would like to do. So there's no point in me going and buying any more cross stitch patterns, because it's going to take me years just to do what I have in my mind right now. And as I mentioned in my last floss tube, I've also found some really interesting, some really cool patterns online for free. And some of them are, and I keep saying I'm going to put pictures. Actually, it's my glasses. I just had them. Oh, wow. I just had those glasses. Where did they have gone? Oh, they fell on the floor. Let me see if I can show y'all some pictures. But what I was going to say is even some of these are, they're not small. They're not huge or anything, but they're not small, and they're going to take time to do. So let's see if I can find some pictures. So, are you guys ready for the holidays? I think whether we're ready or not, they are right around the corner. I'm planning on leaving Saturday and going to spend Christmas with the grandchildren. As I've said last time, I live in Alabama and my grandchildren are in Mississippi. About a 4-hour drive, so I'm going to go do that. Let's see. Oh, Lord, y'all, yesterday. So my mother had hip surgery, had a hip replaced. She's fine. Everything's fine. But I was getting her. She was discharged from the hospital yesterday. And I went and picked her up from the hospital. Well, first of all, I had stayed the night with her. And I had parked in the parking garage. Y'all, I went back to get the car so I could come around, and pick her up. Well, I could not get out of that parking garage to save my soul. I could not get out of that parking garage. I went around and around and around. It's like, you have got to be kidding me. How do you get out of here? She even calls me on the phone. She's like, are you okay? Yeah, I can't get out of the parking garage. So finally, I still don't know how I got out. I just got lucky. I still don't know how I ended up getting out of there. Well, I finally got out. The sun's in my eyes. I pull in the entrance of the hospital so I can pick her up. They've got her out front in a wheelchair. Well, I turn in the wrong way, so that when I pull around to her, I'm the driver, so she's on the driver's side. The nurses will have to take her around in front of the car to put her on the passenger side. So I had to turn around and do that again, and come back up where they could put her on the passenger side. So I'm already a little frazzled because the sun's in my eyes and I couldn't get out of the parking garage. My hip's hurting too. That's another story. I had a hip replacement a couple of years ago and fixed to have another one. Anyway, so I get Mama. We leave the hospital, get to the very first red light now, and I'm supposed to take a left. Somehow I got in the wrong lane and I had to take a right, but luckily there was a little service station right there on the corner, so I was just going to whip right in that service station, do a little U-ey, go out the driveway and back through the red light and everything would be good. Well, y'all, there was just a drop-off on one side of the parking lot. And I drive a Buick Lucerne, and it sits down a little low, but I didn't see it. If I'd have been in a Tahoe or a Suburban or something, I would have seen where that concrete dropped off, but I didn't see it. I ran the back tires off of that thing, and it was like plunk. I was thinking about Mama over there, just got out of the hospital having hip surgery, and I'm just throwing her around. She's fine. We're fine. But anyway, ended up I had to call my son, and I called the wrecker because I was just afraid to move the car. Because, obviously the front wheels had run off about this 6 or 7 inch drop off, and I didn't want to tear something up underneath the car. And I knew if I kept going, as soon as those back tires dropped off that drop off, it was going to bust my muffler. So I was just in a tizzy. Like, what am I going to do? Where is it? Oh, it's probably in messages. Yes. Let's see if I can get it big enough where y'all can see that. Can you see what I did? Oh my gosh. So I couldn't pull forward because it was scraping underneath. I mean, it would go forward, but I was afraid I was going to tear something up, and I couldn't back up because if you can see, it wouldn't back up. I was just afraid I was going to tear something up, and nothing was leaking. And thank God I didn't bust those tires, because that's the first thing I thought is, oh my God, I have busted my damn tires. But luckily that didn't happen. So anyway, but they were able to just ease it forward and let the back tire just kind of drop off. And that way it was easy. But it took 2 people. It took one guiding and my son was driving. But that was just a fiasco. And I'm so, so thankful. Thank you, Lord, that I didn't bust tires, tear up a muffler, bust whatever you do, the oil pan or whatever. I mean, can't believe I did that. But I did. I did that. Now let me show y'all some pictures of some free stuff that I have found to stitch online. Okay. Free cross stitch patterns. No, it's the images. Images of free patterns. I don't know if that's just a little, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Let's see. Okay, that is just an A. I don't know. Why is the light doing that? That's just an A with some flowers around it. I love this one's called African Woman. What is the deal with the light? Y'all can't really even see that. She's really pretty though, but y'all can't see. So her skin tone's pretty. The light is really washing this out. Let me see. Yeah, well, it's not going to get much better than that, but it sure looks better than that. But she's a pretty good size. She's over 100 and something stitches. I would have to look at all the details. These are just pictures. This is one called August by Alfonso somebody. Um, and I love her. I think she's pretty too. She's got a lot of oranges and yeah, I'm going to have to do something about the lighting here situation. That's not ideal for trying to show pictures on a screen. I guess I could have inserted them. And then these, I love these. There's all the seasons. There's autumn, there's a summer, a spring, and a fall. These little houses. I actually had them in a collage. Oh, and then this one, the birdhouses, the birdhouse. I'm going to have to insert, well, actually, they're on my Instagram. I've put all these pictures on my Instagram. All the pictures. That's right, I sure did. There's another little bluebird. My Instagram is just like my YouTube channel. It's just Angelisa. So it would be what? At just Angelisa on Instagram. And if there's any, I think I've pretty much, that one's pretty too with the little butterflies and the flowers. I mean, if you're interested in any of them, if y'all want to, and I love her too. She's got some black work. No, maybe not. I don't know. I can't remember. Just a dancing lady. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's see. These, you can barely, these are just cats in a window. They're like 190 stitches by, uh, 100 and something. I mean, like I said, none of them are just really, really small. And then this one's cute. This one says coffee. Actually, this is by, oh, what's that girl? Um, a lot of people were doing a stitch along with a dreamer girl or something. Something Anna, or I don't know. I can't remember. This is all blown out. Yeah, this is not a good picture at all. Because that's even done on a beige type Ada. Hey, I'm going to do something right quick. Hold on. I wonder if that would help at all. Oh, excuse me. I turned off that overhead light thinking it might help, but I don't think it's going to. I'm just going to have to really, not going to make one bit of difference, really. It's all blown out. You can't even, oh well. And then this cute little cow. I think you did that last time I did a video. Coughing over there. This little owl is so cute. You can't see it. But if y'all are interested in seeing, I mean, I've got some really cool, I don't know, these are dragonflies and flowers. Can you even see? And they're like some pastel colors and stuff. But yeah, y'all go over to my Instagram at just Angelisa. Here's another pretty fall one. The pumpkins. And yeah, you can't see that. That pumpkin's just as orange as it can be, and it sure doesn't look like it. But yeah, I could edit the video and put, there's more, but there's no point in me to keep showing them. They're not showing up right. But if you're interested, hop on over to Instagram and check them out. And if you want more information, if you're, like where I found it or what the stitch count is or, anything like that, just shoot me a message and I'll find that information for you. And yeah, so, I just started. I mean, I have a personal Instagram account, just like I have a personal Facebook account, but I just wanted this to be about my cross stitch, and my stitchy stuff, my embroidery, my cross stitch, crafting, whatever. This is flosstube, so obviously this is going to be about cross stitch, embroidery, or anything I can do with a needle like that. But I also love to diamond paint, and I will be doing some diamond paint with me's and stuff, but obviously I won't name them floss tubes, so you'll know the difference. I'm going to do some stitch with me's or watch me stitch. I don't know, however I'll label, because as I said before, I do use the sewing method, and I know I love to watch people, because some people come up in the bottom left and go across the top and back down to the bottom right. Some people come up in the bottom left and go in the top right, out the bottom right, and then do something different. I don't go down the side. I go up in the bottom left and across the top and then back down bottom right, and then take my needle over to the next stitch that I want to be at and come up in the bottom left hole. So it's just interesting to me to see how different people do things different ways. I'm also going to, so I do those. I'm faster doing it on my my stamped cross stitch, because I can see a clear path of where I need to be stitching. I don't need a pattern. So that's why I like to mark the next 30, 40 stitches with a little blue dot, so I don't have to look at the pattern or pattern keeper. I just thread my needle and just get it done. But I'm interested to see, because I also want to try out some different needles, because I can see where stitching on a very small count, like even the 25 count Lugana, that would be hard, I think, to do the sewing method unless I have a really small, maybe even a petite needle. So I'm going to try that out and see. Otherwise, it's probably going to be just as effective or efficient for me to just do the, whatever people call it, the poke and stab, the whatever. I call it the poke and pull method, because you poke and then you pull, and then you poke and then you pull. I don't know, whatever. But I mean, sometimes I just like to do the poke and pull method just because I just do. And other times I like to do the sewing method. So I like being able to do both. And I like watching other people do both. So yeah, guys, that's really about it as far as updates go. I mean, my only haul I had was those 3 pieces of fabric. Oh yeah, I did get the beads in. The gray beads I got in for my swan, because this is a stamped cross stitch I had showed y'all before on the swans. And I'm going to bead the swans and the shadows of the swans. I'm going to do all that in beads. So I ordered beads to do those, and they came in, but I just haven't started doing any of that yet. I worked on the sunflower basket, the stamped one that I've been working on for so long. I did a watch me stitch for maybe 45 minutes or something and worked on that. And I did work on it a couple of times off camera, but I think I'm probably just going to save that one and just do it and finish it, maybe right here on flosstube. And so, yeah, other than finishing up the banner around the prayer changes things and putting in the word things, now I'm going to backstitch that. I want to finish prayer changes things, and finish my stamped basket, sunflower basket. But as it's looking now, it's not going to happen this year. Wah, wah. That's okay. I'll get it next year. So yeah, other than that, I'm just sitting here in Alabama. It's warm today. It's kind of actually I've got my air conditioner on right now. It's 74 degrees in my apartment. That's warm to me inside. I like it about 69, 68, 69. So yeah, I got my air conditioner on the 15th of December. How about that? Anyway, guys, all right. Well, that wasn't much of an update, but like I said, mostly I just want to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I hope to see everyone again in the new year. So, bye, y'all.